work areas that we came up with and we decided we were going to work on were sites on city-owned properties, developing an issues toolkit, sharing a 6-month to 12-month coverage plan, recommending process efficiencies, and leveraging co-location.
I felt that the conversations were open, very candid, and they were not confrontational at all. It was kind of funny. When I talked to one group or a separate group, they would be very vocal, and then when you bring everyone together, and the whole thing would just settle, and people would just talk realistically about what can happen and what can't.
This has become very common and difficult to provide, and so it's something that the wireless industry would really like to continue to discuss and dialogue with the jurisdictions to try to reduce and build more trust between the private sector and the public sector, so we don't have to work so hard to talk about sites we're not even going to develop. Bringing in the broader coalitions, I think there was more open dialogue and a more receptive, the jurisdictions are more receptive in that environment when it's just not the wireless industry making their case directly and in a, let's say, more focused manner. It's really all of those individuals that rely on these networks, and that's everybody, including the jurisdictions. I think that just opened it up and made them a little more receptive to discussing all the issues, or salient land use issues, and they fall into the typical categories: aesthetics, land use compatibility, and then the big issue that we haven't really faced directly to date, I don't think, as an industry or as CalWA yet, but the RF and health issues. And then also the fourth category that let's say the more discussed issues fall into our property value impacts. We're poised to continue to broaden the discussion, and I think that is what has been such a revelation for us, is bringing in a lot more people into this discussion. And again, the other component is being proactive.
I think there's hope. I will say that I'd forgotten that sometimes government is perceived as the dark side, or I like to think that we're the enlightened side. Having as many interested parties, both wireless carriers as well as DAS service providers in the room was very conducive for us, because one, we were educated about the technology and the promise and how it could improve the quality of life for not only residents but also business in Palo Alto. Part of the process was not only sharing knowledge but also expectations of what the carriers wanted, because